Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the third anniversary edition of the Third and Long podcast. Happy birthday to all of us here in this virtual room. I, of course, am the incomparable Nutriliga's favorite son, Shane Harris. Above me is the OG, the ones who started this fine once-a-week tradition. Baby Hope and our beautiful Oliver Butler Henderson. And where'd he go?
Sorry, something happened and I completely fell out. Sorry,
and yeah, and as I was saying, you know, and obviously to my right, the Youngblood impersonator extraordinaire, Mr. Philip Perrins. Yay! So, gentlemen, before we hit the ground running and sort of get this show on the road, I'm just gonna say it as a Ravens fan. I just want to offer the condolences from the whole of the podcast to the victims of the Baltimore Bridge collapse this week. It's a terrible thing, and yeah, it's horrible. And as I said, our thoughts and prayers are with everybody in Baltimore at this time. Yeah. So in any event, as I said on the show's socials today, what do we have here? It wouldn't be a birthday without a couple of cans. Gentlemen, what are we drinking this evening?
I am drinking Copperberg mixed fruits, and compared to some people's opinions, yes, I am of legal drinking age.
Yay!
Oh,
what do you got, Mr. P?
I have got a rum and Pepsi, it seems. I can also see that my boy Hendo is also drinking the same. So because like we live in different parts of the country, I just want to say like just a quick little story. So I finished for school for Easter today because like we finished later than you guys, and I officially got greenlit yesterday. My school's American football flag team got greenlit, and it's going to be all over our socials in the upcoming months leading up to the school tournament in the summer term. So
that's awesome.
Mr. Perrins will become Coach Perrins.
Of course you will.
Heaven help those kids.
As we go forward. I've got my playbook. I've sent it out to the kids, and like literally, I'm going to send it to you, Hendo, because I think you'd be blown away with some of the schemes. I've got proper West Coast offense for like my my offensive play, and I'm feeling like I'm going to be very much like a Bill Walsh. And secondly, I need to air my grievances out here because at the end of the school day, we have a gentleman that has. Well, he's been hired as our new head of geography. Now, the previous head of geography is my best friend. She's left. She's gone on to like other things. And
whoa. Can we just reverse a little bit? Can you not have other best friends, please?
Apologies. Becca's like my older sister. Like she's literally like my older sister.
There you go. That's better. Better.
And this guy who is like in his early 40s, he was like, "Oh, Phil," after school today. He was like, "Oh, Phil, you're like my age, aren't you?" And I went, "I don't fucking think so." And he said, "Well, I thought you were like late 30s, early 40s." I went, "I'm sorry." I'm sorry, what? 33? Like, what are you doing? Like, no. I have a Dorian Gray complex. Like, there's no way that I even remotely make myself look like I'm in my 40s. Like, no.
It's funny you say that. That makes me think of a time when I was 22 and some 33-year-old said to me, "Our generation."
That wasn't me.
No, you're older than 30.
I will ask. So, baby, how's your week been? I haven't had much of a chance to catch up with you this week. You've been very busy, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had a busy week. Had an interview. Was in Cheltenham for a bit.
Nice.
You know.
Okay. Anything else happened noteworthy?
No.
Not really.
Nothing? Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you have a good week. I will keep asking you every week until you slowly start to spill more beans on what's been going on. But in any event...
Yeah. Okay. Off air.
Oh, don't be daft. You know?
I did have to tell him, like... So before we go into like our sweet NFL thing, I think our many viewers needs to hear this. And when we were like texting each other last night because we were just questioning, like, you know, seeing what like Baby was doing because he went radio dark on us, and I was like teaching him like some tech speak, and I put like HH, and he had no idea what HH meant. Yeah, well, to some people, like if it's Hulk Hogan, he literally signs off every single tweet of his as HH. But like to me, HH during text talk is like holding hands.
Oh,
And like baby didn't know what HH stood for. And I was like, oh, you are so adorable. Like I just want to like wrap you up in cotton wool. All right.
we haven't heard much from the elder statesman, Mr. OBH. How have you been? How was your weekend? How are things?
Weekend was really good. Week's been really busy. Come out for a 4-day weekend is very much needed.
Oh yes, 100%. So
Although
where do you
I'm
want to start?
Don't throw away a 30-point lead tonight. Should we start with the news that we all woke up to this morning
Yeah.
about a certain rugby player decided to become a Kansas City Chief? I absolutely love this. So the people who don't know, Lewis Wheaton, he gave up rugby on the eve of the Six Nations, or the eve of the Six Nations squad announcements, which was mid-January time. And he plays for my local club, Gloucester, down the road from myself, and Baby Hope as well. Scored 14 tries in 34 games for Wales. He's been on the international pathway over the last 10 weeks or 8 weeks, ideally. And then he had his combine last week on the 20th. Ran a 4:42.40. His vertical was okay. His board jump was okay. He wasn't happy with them, but he got enough to get some notice from the Jets, Browns, someone else, and he's now been signed with the Kansas City Chiefs. Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
Kansas City Chiefs this morning. It's been confirmed. I mean, it's been all over there. I think this is absolutely massive, and with the rule changes coming up, and I could see this guy being an absolute weapon in the NFL going forward.
Yes, I just hope he gets more of a chance than Christian Wade did.
I think he will.
Anybody want to ask the resident Welshman on the show?
No, because you keep on going on about how you hate rugby, so you probably don't.
I hate rugby. I do. The point I'm making is, the point I'm making is, right, I just come off with one of the friends of the shows, Andy Davis. I just come off his pod. He's that should be out at some point this week. So obviously keep your eyes and ears on the socials for that. Yeah, he had me on basically because I'm a fellow Welshman, much like himself, to discuss Lewis Rees-Zammit going to the Chiefs, and I'm all for it. I think it's brilliant. And as I said to Andy on the show, how are you going to feel when you're watching a game from Arrowhead and the camera pans the crowd and you see a Welsh flag in the crowd? I will have goosebumps. Like I'll be like The Rock every time on WWE TV where he's slapping his arm like this because of the goosebumps. I'll be exactly like that. Sorry.
Were you both crying about the result on Tuesday?
What happened Tuesday? Was he watching Pendulum dancing my head off? I don't know what happened Tuesday.
You didn't watch Dan James miss a penalty?
Dan James. I know that name. I always said
Man United legend, Dan James.
I always said never trust a man with two first names, Dan James. Anyway, continue.
In case you're wondering, it was when Wales got knocked out of the Euro.
I'm aware, fully aware. Okay, no worries. Now there's no pressure on us. We can just sit back and watch you fail again. It's fine.
All right, back to Lewis. Perrins, as in the rest. We're now going to call you Coach Perrins. I think that's got to be the new name for Mr. Perrins going on forward.
You love that.
Being that you're a coach yourself, how do you think about this?
So it's going to be essentially like how adaptable he can be in the NFL, because I think how more modernistic coaches are looking at in terms of how like a Deebo Samuel, Lamar Jackson, a Christian McCaffrey, the dual threat. And I think if he can adapt and, if he's going to go to any offense, you're going to the Andy Reid offense with Patrick Mahomes. Like you're literally, you're going that way. You're joining the elite of the elite and learning from the elite. And, they've obviously seen something in him that they like. And, again, I'm not a massive follower of rugby union. I mean, I do watch like when it's the Six Nations or whatever. I just haven't followed it since university, not since I lived in Worcester when I used to go watch the Warriors play. But he's been getting like a lot of traction from like the NFL, and the American sports news. So he's obviously doing the right things. And I know we'll see how he looks in training camp. Like, genuinely, we'll see how he looks in training camp, see if he gets any snaps during, like, the preseason. It's a shame, actually, that we're not, they're not doing, what's it called? Oh, my mind's gone blank. With the Chiefs. What's the show when they follow Hard Knocks? Sorry, thank you. It's a shame they're not doing the Hard Knocks this season with the Chiefs. But yeah, it'd be interesting, like, during training camp, seeing how he comes out of it. I don't even know who the Chiefs have got in the preseason, but it's way too early to think about that. Are they not? Well, that's why it's way too early to think about it. But it'd be interesting to see whether or not he's going to be playing. I think his natural position might be that he ends up playing like a tight end kind of role, like the blocking and then the 10 to 15 yard small return, like the small catching. You probably even see him make his debut on special teams, whether or not he is going to be one of the gunners or one of the blockers. Oh, okay, baby. You're going to contest that?
I was going to say the Chiefs have apparently signed him as a wide receiver running back hybrid.
Yeah, the way I look at that is it's going to fill the hole that Tyreek Hill left, the speedster role,
I see him as, because obviously he plays wing normally, so number 14, so he will be a winger. So he's used to coming onto those high kicks from number 10s, number 15s, even the scrum halves. So he's going to be used to taking the ball high and then running. And don't forget, under the new rules, he's going to get 20 yards before he's even going to get touched. People like him and Cordell Patterson, when they've got their head of speed up, they're going to be really difficult to stop. Really good.
He was asked about whether he'd want to do punt returning, and he said he'd love to try it.
Yeah. He's really good. I just want to mention something else. One of the other IPP guys, Charlie Smith, the kicker from Gaelic football, the Irish kicker, visited the Saints today. Anyone seen? I will post a video of him on our social.
The 63-yard
kick.
Yeah, have you seen the one?
Literally took wind and it curled perfectly through the middle.
Clover
he could have made that easily a 65, 66 yard by the looks of it.
Clover said, "Hello all."
Hello, evening, Clover.
Hey, Clover. Well done on your NEA.
Yeah, well done, bud.
Right. Let's roll on to the new kick.
Actually, has Mr. Clarence shown you all his amazing song?
Oh my God!
No, he hasn't.
Oh, what's that? God! You don't want me to? All right, I stupidly showed my year 11s 2 songs that I wrote, and one is a rap about being humble, and it's called "I'm So Humble," and the other one is a song about a dead horse.
This will be posted on our socials. In the
if we can get 100 likes on this video, it will be on our socials. I can assure you.
If we get 100 likes and we get 100 views on YouTube, I will perform a music video and put it onto our socials, and I will sing it and then I will rap it. I will do both songs for you guys if we can get 100 views.
Wow, there's your carrot, ladies and gentlemen.
Amongst your friends.
Well, they are two very different things, by the way. They are two, like, the "I'm So Humble" is a rap song, and the all right, it's called "Bye Bye Little Sebastian," and it's about a dead horse.
Little Mermaid.
And it's very much like it's a country western.
Sebastian, that's off Parks and Rec.
Yeah, but it's different. It's literally I've changed it. Yeah, I've changed it. So yeah.
Wow, yeah. Little known fact about Mr. P, he's quite the musician.
Right. Let's roll on to the news. Let's start. We've already mentioned it slightly with the kickoff returns. So let's delve into that a little bit more because they have changed a bit. And I know Mr. Pounds was talking deeply into the drop hip drop tackle, we want to call it. Let's start off with the kickoff rules. Haven't known they've changed them. They've changed it more to an XFL style.
Just quickly, Claire said he's going to clip it and send it to the lads.
Oh, thank you.
Nice one. So
oh my God, the lads. Okay,
lads.
So I've changed it. I've got the picture up of how it's going to change. I'm just going to bring it up on the show if I can find it. So the ball is this how it's going to change now. So the kicking team is going to line up on the 40, and the receiving team is lining up on the 35 with the two returners or one returner lining up around where they normally would do within the last 10 yards of the game of the field. They then will, if the ball lands within the final 20 yards within the red zone, they have to run it out. The players do not start to rush until the receiver has the kicker. The receiver has the ball. If the ball goes out into the red zone, it starts on the 40. If it goes out of bounds, it starts from the 25. It's basically to make the kick returner valuable to the team again. More forward, more going forward. Mr. Perrins, you're the resident NFL, UFC, UFL, XFL, whatever. UFC expert. Delve into us a little bit more because you know a little bit more about this than most.
All right, so the whole thing is, and it comes off of like the NFL almost treating the XFL, the UFL as like the minor leagues, and rightfully so. And a lot of the rules that the XFL brought in not even last year, but like in the first iteration when a certain former World Wrestling Entertainment owner was also had his hands there as well. It was just to make the league more interesting. Now, we've heard on like the socials, and we'll probably talk about this in a little bit as well, that the NFL is becoming extremely aware of games now the scores on games are getting lower and lower. And even though TV viewing figures are still high, they're paying very close attention to like what the fans are interested in. And a lot of fans are getting very, very bored with the current kickoff scheme, whether or not, because a lot of the players are literally just kicking for touchbacks or it's just like fair catches. With this rule change that the XFL introduced initially, it was to make the kickoffs entertaining and exciting so that special teams on the kicking team weren't just kicking the ball out as far as they could do, starting from like the 20, 25, 30 yards. So I think this is the Roger Goodell and the 32 owners really thinking of, well, how can we actually continue to make, the game more exciting, but also get potentially higher scoring. And I think just looking at it, we're going to see, I think we'll see a lot more kick returns for going for touchdowns next year.
So
it goes in quite well.
Can I ask a question?
Go on then.
Yes.
Have they scrapped fair catches? Can you not call a fair catch anymore?
Correct.
Yeah.
If you call a fair catch, you automatically start from the 30. Yeah, from the 30.
Maybe the best way to see it in action will be on Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Okay, I'm busy Wednesday.
Why?
Where? Well, we'll have to find it somewhere because at this moment in time, the UFL don't have a British TV deal. So you'll have to find it on a different channel. Wink, wink.
If you like certain people, then you have certain ways of seeing certain things.
Absolutely, yes, but no, you'll see it because like the UFL are keeping the XFL rule changes. So even though it's like a merger between the two leagues because they both desperately need each other, they've kept the format of the XFL with the XFL rules. So you'll see it more often. I thought last year watching it worked extremely well. Like I thought that the games were a lot more interesting. Sorry?
The ones I've seen of it looks really good.
Yeah.
And it goes, wow, bang, douche. And this one thing, the likes of obviously the Steelers signed Cordell Patterson the day the kick return law came in effect. I wonder why. One of the most explosive kick returners we've had in the NFL in the last decade.
He's also not a bad quarterback, isn't he, Ollie?
He's not what?
He's not a bad quarterback. Who was it who you got a pass from at Wembley?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That little thing that happened in my life.
Oh, yes. I forgot it was him.
I tried to go for a last minute pick, but Ollie caught it.
Yes, I got my hands. So yeah, I think like I said, one of the most.
You then returned it with a really bad pass. I just like to.
I couldn't step into it. That was my fault. And then you've got the Chiefs today signing Louis Zimmer, who's used to taking the balls high, who's used to running through tackles, used to running through contact. Andy Reid has a plan for this guy, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is his plan. Definitely for the first season.
I just think it's a pity that he's probably almost definitely going to be on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Oh, more than likely, but he's highly likely going to be in the sometime during this regular season.
Because obviously they have the extra space, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, for such players. Boys, I will say one thing, right? It's mad that he's coming from a completely different world into this world of the NFL and being picked up by the best team in the league. Best team in the sport at the moment. It just goes to show how much potential he has, or how much faith in him Andy Reid and the Chiefs organization has, because it's not everybody can do this. There's certain athletic freaks of nature who could not do this even when they wanted to, Mr. Perrins. They could even, and they couldn't do it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I got high hopes for him. I mean, the Chiefs have also signed Marquise Brown as well, so that may fill a gap on the offense. So yeah, like you said, he may be part of the special teams, or kick return sort of thing.
I mean, he'll still be earning a hell of a lot more than he would be at rugby.
Oh yes.
I've seen a figure of $900,000. He signed with Rock Nation, hasn't he, as well, which is one of the premier agencies over in America. It's massive, massive. The other one is the drop here. They have banned the drop hit tackles. For me personally, and I know a certain man in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen who lost a player due to it this season is pleased to see that one. I know you've seen a lot of players, mainly from the defensive side of the ball, the likes of JJ Watt, going, "Oh, this is now making the team more offensive, and we're sports offensive, blah, blah, blah." And JJ, to be fair, I understand him when he said, "Yeah, but I wouldn't mind them cutting out the chop block when you've got the O-lineman just literally falling in front of you, wiping out your kneecaps every game." I get that. The NFL are trying to make it safer, and this is a great way to do it. Yes, I've seen your hand up. A great way to do it because it's 25% or 25 times more likely to get injured with one of these players literally jumping off the ground and twisting themselves around. That's basically what they're doing. You don't see rugby players run just, if not quicker, because they've got less padding on, and you don't see any of them going, "Oh, I'm just going to dive and swing myself around." That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in more rugby-style tackles, not let's just go and kill this player for the hell of it. Mr. Hope.
So two things. If they're trying to bring in rugby-style tackles, then they need to bring in some sort of rule about wrapping, because I'm not talking about Mr. Perrins wrapping. I'm talking about wrapping your arms around the player. Because that's a thing in rugby. You can't just shoulder charge him. So number two, I think it's going to be really, really hard to police. And number three, the thing that I think is the NFLPA came out and said that it shouldn't be banned. Do you not think the NFL and the Shield?
Yeah, but the NFL, the Players Association did. Yeah, the Players Association is the one who called for it.
No, they released a statement saying it shouldn't be banned.
Oh, I missed that one then. Last time I read, they were calling for it.
Yeah.
No, I'm in agreement with Baby here. From what I heard, the NFLPA literally said the same thing. The number one thing, though, that NFL players have asked for with the rule changes, and it's not even to do with anything to do with the rule changes, with an extra game being played during the regular season, they've all asked for grass. They've all asked for grass pitches. So, and it all comes down to money. Okay. What do you think the NFL owners who decide the rule changes are more likely to agree to? Potential dangerous tackling, which could mean someone like your Mark Andrews misses the majority of the season, or Aaron Rodgers goes down and ruins that season completely, or spend millions of pounds on, or millions of dollars, sorry, I should say, on actual grass, and then spend thousands of pounds per week to maintain that high level of quality. The NFL owners don't care. Like, they don't care.
100%. No way.
And they also want higher scoring games. Yeah, they also want higher scoring games. I'm genuinely devastated for the way with like defenses are, where like, you know, the whole Tom Brady thing, where I can't remember who it was, but got flagged for tackling Tom Brady as a fair challenge. Like, you can't touch the quarterback now. You're not gonna...
Yeah, I remember that one.
You can't touch the quarterback now. You can't tackle.
You can't taunt now.
You can't taunt. So is like the defense just going to be flagged? Like, is it how is this going to work going forward? It's literally, it becomes like a meme every single year where they go, the NFL stands for the No Fun League. That's how it's slowly
molding. They're slowly molding the sport, taking things away and editing it and customizing it in a way to make as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's what sports do in general. How many times has the offside rule been changed? Has the handball rule been changed?
Don't get me started on the handball.
How many times
VAR,
has the FIA changed things on Formula One or
the FIA just changed it so that ball win.
But that's my point. They would always try and change it for one reason or another. I mean, I understand, you know, they've got to clarify what they are calling it. I mean, yes, I think they showed a 15-minute video of the general managers or the annual meeting going, these are the tackles that are dangerous. Half of those tackles aren't dangerous. They are just a cornerback my kind of size trying to tackle someone who's Mr. Perrin's size running full pelt when I'm coming across from an angle. Your natural momentum does almost, when you try and grab on, it does almost kind of swing you around, but as long as you don't take your weight, you know, lift your legs up and literally bring them down, it's okay. It's you've got to hold on and just hope that you slow them down when your teammates come across.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's seen it. I'll try and find it, but there's a video of a kid literally about Noah and Finn's age, like maybe even younger, 7 or 8. Plays cornerback and literally runs all the way across the field and literally wipes out the wide receiver. It's absolutely brilliant. After I find it, that's a proper tactic. But it says on here on the NFL, if the defender grabs the runner with both hands and then unweights himself. So obviously, if he then lifts himself off the ground. But if you're holding on, I mean, Mr. Perry probably knows, if you're holding on to someone and you're on their legs, they got strong enough legs. They could be able to flick your legs off the ground. And it's going to make it look like you've unweighted yourself.
Yeah.
It's going to be really difficult to police. I mean, you played defensive end, so you know what it's like as well.
Yeah. And also as well, good running backs are also taught to run with high knees. So again, it makes it even more difficult. Like if they're running at you and they've got like high knees and you're trying to get them down by like the hip or by the legs, that just makes it just as difficult. And that's where like the reckless tackles come in, where they're just like barging into them for the sake of it, just to slow them down. But then if you're a good running back, you're just going to bounce with it because you're not a moron. So it just comes down to who's actually going to be policing this. Like, I mean, we already question the calls that are made by the officials anyway. So if they're going to be doing that every single play, and like, is it like an automatic 15-yard penalty?
Yeah, first down, 15 yards.
Yeah, ridiculous. Like, who's going to be policing that? Like, genuinely, who is going to
be chargeable?
Yeah. So again, it's just
people like. Are you going to stop people like Derrick Henry in this sort of situation? Not just saying that because he plays for us. I'm saying that because he's the most, probably the biggest running back size-wise in the league.
Well, there is going to be one way that you stop Derrick Henry. You just hope that arthritis kicks in a lot quicker than it probably is.
He's already 30, for God's sake.
I'd say you don't need to stop Derrick Henry because he's usually not on the field because he's injured.
Yeah.
Okay, for God's sake. The point I'm making is.
I'm just being an
point
arsehole.
I'm
Like,
making is, how are you going to... has it got 9 yet? Fuck off. So, yeah, the point I'm making is, how would you stop the bigger, more stacked, big running backs now? It's going to be a struggle. They're going to... Again, it's all about the quest of getting more points, earning more money.
You'll have when you have Mahomes, you have Lamar, you have the scrambling style quarterbacks. No. Josh Allen, the people who are running, who can run. You have normally a linebacker as a spy who just literally goes, whatever the quarterback does, I'm going to go. And his job's not going to be, right, you're now on the quarterback and or the running back, whoever runs. That's how they're going to stop the bigger body guys. It's the cornerbacks on the tight ends when the tight ends are going screens or crossing routes, when they're in between the linebackers and the safeties, that's the ones that can be issued. Imagine someone who's like Sauce Gardner, who's not exactly a big guy, I think it's 180 pounds, go up against someone like Kelsey, Kittle, Mark Andrews, Sam Laporta, who's well over 240 pounds, running when they're at full speed. It's going to be difficult to take them down without trying to now illegally bring them down.
Yeah, it's going to be the first call for that. The first penalty for that is going to be universally booed, I think.
I reckon they'll have something coming out. When they had the roughing the passer rule, when they landed, saying how you're not to land on the quarterback and stuff like that. I didn't mind that rule because you've got your franchise players like Brady, Manning, Breeze, and that. Like when the time it was out, having someone like Myles Garrett, Nick Bosa, Joey Bosa, and people like that.
You don't want to put Chase Young in that mix like you did last time.
No, because he was in the league at that point.
Neither was Nick Bosa.
300-pound guys landing on these quarterbacks, full weight and everything. So they went, right, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to now show people how to do it. And that's what they're going to have to do. And it's going to take them a few weeks, maybe a season to eradicate it. Yeah, you still get it every now and then. You're still going to get these linemen landing on the quarterbacks because they haven't had the chance to, do the move properly. So you're going to have a few of them every now and then, but we'll get used to it. We've got used to all these rules, and you're going to call. Whoa! He's unloaded his weight. It's going to happen, unfortunately. So we know when we will get some first kind of football.
Oh, do we have to talk about this?
Yes, it is 4 months away. 4 months and 2 days to be exact. It is Hall of Fame game. Texans versus the Bears. We are going to see Caleb Williams against someone.
No, we won't.
Davis Mills, expect.
We will not see Caleb Williams play a snap. Preseason is irrelevant, and the Hall of Fame is even more relevant than preseason.
Mr. Perrins, put him out of his misery.
Sorry, hold on. So no, because I'm not going to put him out of his misery, because I do agree the Hall of Fame game is irrelevant, and it will be interesting to see Davis Mills take on Kelly Williams. But are we? You said 4 months away. I'm pretty sure football happens in 48 hours.
Is it?
NFL football. I know you're going to be talking about UFL.
Not NXT, Phil. NFL.
Fine. Whatevs.
First off,
rum and coke's too good for him again, see?
I don't think we're going to see Caleb Williams. I think he will play in the preseason. But I don't think he'll play in the Hall of Fame game because it literally is possibly the most irrelevant thing in the NFL. Number two, it's the most irrelevant thing in the NFL. So who cares? I don't even know why they bother with it anymore.
I can tell you why they bother with it, because it's football. It's back for the first time in 5-6 months. The fans need it, and we need it too.
Do you know who played in the first preseason game for the LA Rams and then went on to break records this season? Puka Nacua played
Puka.
games. games played pre-season. He played the first pre-season game for the LA Rams. It isn't irrelevant. This gives a chance to guys who are 5th, 6th, 7th rounds, undrafted rounds, to go, look, I'm good enough to be on this roster. Yes, you see me in practice 6-7 days a week, but I'm actually putting game footage on.
This is like trying to say that
it is irrelevant. It is irrelevant. Yes, it's not irrelevant that you don't see the stars. You don't see them until literally the first quarter of the last game, and then they come off at halftime if they're lucky.
Yeah.
But it is very irrelevant for these 900 odd players that are trying to get on the 53-man roster of these 32 teams.
Yeah,
it is irrelevant. Then there's going to be players where you see going, oh, he's going to get cut week 1. By the end of the first season, he's in the NFC Championship. Do you remember that quote?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. I did say that Purdy wasn't going to make it past the first week of training camp.
Thank you.
Yes, I did say that.
So,
OBH, ask yourself one question. Would it be irrelevant? Would it be irrelevant if the Niners were in there?
Yes.
Would it be irrelevant to Ollie if the Niners were in there?
Yes.
Oh, don't lie!
No, I've been banging this drum for nearly 3 years now. The preseason is irrelevant, and the Hall of Fame game is even more irrelevant than preseason. It's like
you would sell your kidney for Niners football right now, and you know you would.
It's like the NBA Summer League. Nobody cares.
I'm going to completely disagree because, like I said, there's 900 men and their families who are relying on you literally putting game footage on, because you don't get picked, say one Niners, Patriots, Ravens drop you, and then they get picked up by Jets, Browns, Jags, Eagles. You need game footage because you're not going to be seen in your training camps. You're very unlikely to get seen in training camps. You're going to get picked up by putting game footage on. That's how it works. And it is irrelevant.
Yeah, thank you. It is irrelevant. Thank you.
Relevant. Relevant.
Rum and Coke too good for him, see?
You said irrelevant.
Before Mr. Perrins literally decombusts, there is some football, as he said 48 hours ago. We have taunted that Mr. Perrins will be talking about it tonight. So we are going to give Mr. Perrins 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
All right. So I generally won't take up your time too much, but like basically this is the inaugural UFL season, United Football League. It is where the USFL and the XFL have merged to each other. Now, I generally followed the XFL season last year, and I kept kind of up to date with the USFL, but the both leagues were going on at the same time, and the problem that they seem to have is that spring ball was deemed to be high rating in terms of like the viewership, but it wasn't. It was basically dividing the audience. So because both leagues needed to have that merger, the USFL and the XFL have come together. And The Rock is still very much there. Dwayne and his ex-wife and business partner are still overseeing the business side of it. But yes, but basically this needs to be financially profitable this season for both leagues for it to continue on going forwards. I'm genuinely surprised that it's only an 8-team league. I thought that we possibly would get a 16-team league, but again, if money is tight in this third rebranding of the XFL in the last 5 years, this is kind of like the last kind of like hurrah for both. And if you guys remember, do you know who won the XFL championship last year?
Was it Arlington?
Defenders?
It was the Arlington Renegades, the former Dallas Renegades. So they actually open up the scheduling for week 1, and there currently isn't a UK broadcaster that's going to be showing it, but it will be kicked off about 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So if we do manage to find some links or a channel that is going to be showing it, obviously we'll post it on our socials and I will be talking about it, possibly during or after Gladiators, because this weekend is the finale of Gladiators as well, and I've got to be watching. I know. I know. I've been well buzzed. Like even my form have been talking about it as well because we're massive. Stick to the point now. So,
Arlington, let me tell you something now. You know that rule is stupid. Stop doing it. I'm not a fan of that rule at all.
So Arlington will host the game against the Birmingham Stallions at Choctaw Stadium in Arlington, Texas. They kick off Eastern Time, 1 p.m., Greenwich Mean Time over here, 5 p.m. And then the evening game, which will see the St. Louis Battlehawks, who had a huge following last year. There was such even though they didn't actually win the championship, their fan following and their social media following and their presence was very much well respected. So I'm kind of glad that they've been one of the teams that have merged over into the UFL. Take on the Michigan Panthers. And then Sunday, we have the DC Defenders, who were one of the standout teams last year as well, taking on the Rocks team, the San Antonio Brahmas. And then a new team who I actually quite like their logo. I like their jerseys. The Memphis Showboats take on the Houston Rednecks. So the XFL all have 4 teams that represent Texas, with Arlington, Brahmas, Roughnecks. Oh no, sorry, it's only 4 teams. I thought it was 5.
Renegades.
Sorry, 4.
Renegades.
And the Renegades. Yeah, Renegades. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Renegades, Roughnecks, Brahmas. So, sorry?
A question about XFL. I have an XFL related question, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Which one does Zach Wilson play for?
Well, we don't know just yet. We'll find out soon enough. Like I said, what the Rock has genuinely been trying to push through, and it's something that a former CEO. Well, the Rock is trying to push Cody Rhodes as well at the moment in time. But what the Rock is doing, as opposed to what a certain Irish billionaire that is no longer in charge of World Wrestling Entertainment, is
I get you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just say his name out loud, mate. Like it's like saying the Boogeyman or Bloody Mary.
He's become persona non grata, much like the 2004 Rumble match winner.
Absolutely, and anyway, so going back onto it, someone wanted to go full on head to head against the NFL, whilst The Rock, who is a more realistic man, isn't going to be going, well, the NFL has 100-year head start on us. There's no way that we're going to actually be as equal to them anytime soon, if ever. How about we become their minor league system? Because if you look at like the MLB and the the NBA, they do have minor leagues, and there's nothing wrong with that because you can use it as a player filter system. You can use that to have some squad players or practice players that you don't think are good enough this year, but you can have them on some form of leasing contract and let them go to the XFL, let them train, let them get better, because we see it in the last couple of years where players from the XFL have made that jump to the NFL. And
to resurrect their career.
Absolutely. So I wouldn't be surprised at some point that if you look at like a few of the players that have been released, like, former big names, and I'm not saying like Zach Wilson is going to go there instantly, but if Zach Wilson is without a job and he's not on any practice teams and he can't get into the CFL, there's no shame in going to the XFL. I mean, unless you're like someone like Colin Kaepernick who thought he was actively beneath him, so didn't even like entertain a call from The Rock. I don't see why like some NFL players that are currently free agents or would be free agents wouldn't go to the XFL and say, look, I'll sign for this how much for just the one season. I want to get back into the NFL. You need a player to bring in revenue, a team, whatever. I can't see why they wouldn't want to do business, because at the end of the day, we love it for the sporting attraction, but athletes see it as a business.
I have another quick question as well. This is the last one, I promise.
No, please don't.
Which one does Makoko play for?
He's still in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but when we jump along
in a couple of years' time with like the UFL Championship, and it's like going, and the championship game is going to be played between Zach Wilson's team and McCorkle's team, and we're going to be like, oh my god, who's going to win the first championship?
That's appointment to view television. That is
with excuse me, with pro days going on at the moment. The latest mock drafts are out, and that continues with us as well. So we have done our second round of mock drafts. I've spent painstakingly amount of hours making these up. So have all the fun. Take the mick as much as you like. It's been great fun.
Man's an artist.
So let's start with let's give his voice a bit of a rest because he's been talking for the last 15 minutes. Let's go with Baby's mock draft first and fire us through your draft very quickly, Mr. Hope.
Okay, so I've my top 4 is exactly the same with Caleb Williams, Drake Meyer, Jaden Daniels, and Marvin Harrison Jr. going in the top 4, which is exactly the same as my top 4 of my last mock draft. Malik Neighbours, after, in my opinion, having a very impressive pro day the other day, has moved up to 5, with Rome Aduze moving up to 6, and Joe Out, who I think out of 4 or 5 last time, has dropped down. Byron Murphy's going to help out the Falcons. Now they've got their franchise QB that they're overpaying. Matty Baflus is going to boost his own ego by taking a defensive player at 9. Jets don't have a tight end, so Brock Bowers going there makes sense to me. The Vikings desperately need a quarterback, and although I think they might trade up, I'm going to stick with JJ McCarthy at 11. Broncos are going to get their other cornerback to go opposite Pat Surtain with Cooper DeJean, and the Raiders are going to follow suit by getting Quinion Mitchell. The Saints are actually going to make an attempt to actually protect Derek Carr this year with Talise Fuaga, Nate Wiggins, Jared Verse, and Tarion Ahmed. I mean, guys can see the rest. I'll just focus on a few. The Bengals are going to make an attempt for their O-line not to be a turnstile this year. Rams are going to try and replenish their D-line after Aaron Donald left. I'll just pass a few. And then I've got the Lions defense. I've got the Ravens replacing OBJ with Lab McConkey.
Okay.
The Niners picking up the offensive tackle of Taylor Guyan, and Brandon Fisk, the DL, going to the Super Bowl champions.
Anyone want to critique it before we jump on someone else's?
No, I think it's a general consensus across the board on the pod that Jaden Daniels is going to the Pads.
Bandit here said yo. So
I have no idea who Bandit is, so yo back.
Yeah,
I mean, the only one that I've not known or I've not seen much of is Tyler Nubbin. I'm surprised you've given him such safety so high when there's still some really good corners out there before him.
Yeah, but I mean, I like him. I think he's a good player, so I stuck him in. And also
spoken like a true coach.
Also, the Eagles secondary needs all the help it can get.
The Eagles secondary is the worst secondary, and JJ McCarthy will not be dropping out the top 5.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, do you think the Cardinals or the Chargers will be taking a quarterback?
I don't think the Cardinals will. I haven't put the Cardinals down.
I've not made any trades, so we'll go to Mr. Perrin, who's got some trades in his.
I did, and I actually wanted to. All right. So I actually put in a lot of effort for this. So please, guys, don't throw any shade at me. So I'm just going to summarize it very, very quickly. I think the Vikings trade up for their QB1. That's why I think JJ McCarthy is going to be going there. The Dolphins are going to trade up for their pick. The Broncos will trade back and get picks and find who their new quarterback 1 is. I have put theirs as where's mine on there? So I'm literally doing off my phone.
Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Bo Nix is 21. 21. Mr. Perrins is frozen.
Sorry, can you hear me? Sorry, it's because I'm doing off my phone. So I've got my trade thing in front of me on my WhatsApp on my laptop while talking to you guys. So I'm really, really sorry. So I think this draft's going to be very, very edge and corner heavy. I've got the Cardinals trading down and then selecting a corner for there. I think that quarterbacks will go in the first 4 picks. The Chargers will get the best pick of all the non-quarterbacks. The Rams will try and fill that Aaron Donald void. The Steelers will then try and find another pretty good steal at wide receiver. The Eagles will then replace Kelce with the best center on the board. The Raiders will jump back into the first round with a trade. And I think they'll go for their quarterback, but it won't be a quarterback they're expecting to start this season. I think they're still going to go with Minshew. I think that the 49ers will trade for the best offensive tackle on the board because I think they're actively looking at rebuilding their line through the draft. And I think the Chiefs will immediately look to get their Snead replacement, especially in the draft and not having to spend as much dollar.
So Keiko is coming in saying Laiatu Latu is a strong name.
I love that
I think
name.
he's Samoan guy, I think. Hawaiian, possibly.
Yeah, he's that kind of heritage, isn't he? That kind of area.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised. You know, I've heard a lot of good stuff coming from Penix's Pro Day today. I wouldn't be surprised if he is going to be now a first-round QB. Is the team going to come back into him? Maybe, maybe not. I'm interested to know that you've not gone with Keon. You've gone with Keon Coleman, not Lad McConkey. It's into the first round.
What, for me, for like wide receiver?
Yeah.
What, for the I've put in down what, Keon Coleman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got him going to the Lions.
Yeah.
What you're saying is most people are putting Lad McConkey and have not putting Keon Coleman.
So I'm just wondering what was your thinking on that one? Why Keon, not Lad?
I just think he would work better under that scheme with just in Detroit. I just see him as, again, I think Detroit's receiving core is going to be insane next year, and I think he would suit that scheme more so than going elsewhere.
He reminds me a bit of Megatron. He's got the same kind of size as Megatron, to be fair.
Yep.
Yeah, good word.
I like the Vikings trading up to 4 because I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I've played around with mine so many times. I'll talk about mine, then we'll go to Mr. Harris's. That's all right with you, Mr. Shane?
Yeah, no.
I mean, but like, who was the last quarterback that the Vikings moved up aggressively for on the board to draft? Was it Christian Ponder?
Wow,
I think it's well before my time, actually, because they far.
Did they draft Teddy Bridgewater? Was Teddy Bridgewater?
I think they did draft Teddy, didn't they?
No, I don't think they drafted up.
They did, you know.
I think they did.
Let's have a look. Because, like, I know he's been around the place, and I know
frequently Googling.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh no, he was. Yeah, he was drafted by them. He was drafted. He was drafted them in the first round, the 32nd pick. Yeah, I mean, he bounced around the league quite a lot, didn't he? Really, in such a short space of time, unfortunately, and that was his injury. But Christian Ponder was the last one that when I said trade up, I mean they traded up to get Christian Ponder years ago, didn't they?
2014, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So Christian Ponder, they drafted with the 12th pick in the first round. So that's a high pick for them. Whilst I don't think when they drafted Teddy Bridgewater, he wasn't brought in to be starter straight away.
Yeah,
I think he ended up being.
Oh no, he ended up being for like injury and stuff. But like, I think that might have been because when he got drafted, wasn't Ponder still on the? Yeah, so Ponder was still on the Vikings as Bridgewater got drafted.
Am I creating this Sam Bradford played for the Vikings for a bit?
No, he did.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Bradford went to the Vikings. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Well, next we're going to start bringing out Josh Freeman, like all these quarterbacks.
I'm going to roll on to my mock now.
Yes, please do.
So I've played with this so many times this week. I finally sent it. I've got to get it done. Otherwise, I'm literally going to be keep tinking with this. I had in my 2.1 or 2.0, I did have trades in that. I did have Vikings moving up.
Whoa.
But I've seen a lot of rumors that JJ McCaffrey could be going to Washington. They are very, very.
You really can't say McCarthy, can you?
No. I get
Or McAfee either, apparently.
McAfee or McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Can you say McDonald's, or is it?
I can say McDonald's. if it's like an F and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, Golden Arches.
I'm now thinking about Malik Neighbours is good. You've got me all in saying every name on now. Malik Neighbours is going to be WR1 off the board, and Marvin Harris is going to fall to Chargers. Vikings are going to stay where they are and pick up their franchise QB of Drake May. I've just seen clips from his pro day. Outstanding. Brian Thomas is probably going to be going to the Saints, I think. Byron Murphy is going to go to Jacksonville to help in that D line to go along with Josh Allen. Jed Verst is going to be the Donald replacement. Mims is going to be helping that Dolphins O-line. With probably, I think, Cooper DeJohn the best corner in this draft, going to Eagles, as Ollie said. That secondary in Philadelphia is as much use as a wet paper bag. JC Latham is going to go and help out the O-line up there. Nate Wiggins is going to be the new corner sensation in Green Bay. With Kool-Aid McKinstry, hopefully his broken foot hasn't hindered his pro day too much, and that's going to help him. Aiden Mitchell going to Buffalo to replace Gabe Davis. And Xavier McKinney is going to give them shed load of speed to replace Tyreek Hill down in Kansas.
You mean Xavier Worthy, not Xavier McKinney?
Yes, Worthy. Yes, it's been a long week. That is mine. That's what I'm going for. I mean, please critique. Please rip me apart. No. There's
no ripping apart. There's only honest questions as to why you did what you did.
Go for it.
The question I have is why...
GG going second, but nah, don't see it.
I've seen a lot of stuff, but I've also seen the LSU head coach going today, yeah, Jaden Daniels is going to Washington.
Yeah.
So if you hadn't done this today, it would have been the other way around.
Here's my question for you. Why is Adonai Mitchell going above Ladd McConkey?
I just think Adonai Mitchell is more like a Gabe Davis type player than Ladd McConkey is. Ladd McConkey is very much a slot style, Cole Beasley style receiver, style Julian Edelman type thing. And I think Adon Mitchell is more of a Gabe Davis style receiver.
Okay.
That's my thinking. That's my thinking of it. I mean, as you said, I like Darius Robinson. I think him lining up alongside Hutch is going to be superb in Detroit. They're going to build on that defense now. Totally agree with what Mr. Perrins says. The offense in Detroit is going to be electric this year. Second year with a lot of them. It's going to be really, really good. I do think that Vikings are going to take a QB. I know, Arizona have gone, we're willing to throw everything away. Come and give us an offer, and Patriots have said exactly the same. But I think it's going to be on the night that something's going to happen.
We wouldn't see. I feel like if Drake May is still available, it wouldn't surprise me if someone like the Titans pick him up.
I think they're happy with
another rookie.
Our Welsh wizard, it is time for your mock 2.0, my friend.
Okay.
Feel free.
Right, as everyone knows, college football isn't my strong suit, which begs the question, what is? I can see, every man and his dog can see Caleb going to the Bears now that that Fields is, I would say, playing in greener pastures, but we all know that's not true. Drake May go into the Commanders because they need it, and I think I don't rate Sam Howell. I'm sorry, I don't rate him.
He's been traded.
And again, right, in which case, I still don't rate him, but there's a gap then in Washington. So there you go. Jaden Daniels, Ollie said this for ages, and I back him firmly. I think he's going to the Pats. I really do. Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Cards. That's a very big pickup, very good pickup. They showed last year they're not pushovers. They showed last year there's a little bit of potential there, and I think if they keep adding players like that, I think they'll turn a couple of heads. I think Joe Alt will go to the Chargers as number 5. They need help on the offensive line. Malik Neighbors, from what I've seen, looks like an absolute animal, and the Giants will be getting a freak athlete if they draft him at 6. Rome Odunze, yeah. Again, Tennessee need a lot of help at wide receiver. Cooper DeJean is going as to the Falcons as my first corner. I agree with, I believe it was Ollie OBH that said JJ is going to the Vikings. I got him at 11, but he traded up. But I still think he's going there. Oh, it's you. Sorry, but my apologies.
There's the other one.
Yeah, I still too many Ollies. Yeah, I do think he's going to the Vikings somehow, some way, but he's going there. I've got excuse me. I've got Michael Penix Jr. going to Phil's beloved Raiders as well. He's going to sit under one hell of a learning tree, brother, in Vegas. So yeah,
Aidan O'Connell.
Don't be daft. I love how Antonio Pierce is like, oh yeah, Aidan O'Connell has earned the starting job. He's earned this, that, and the other. Give it till week 10, he'll be gone. Yeah, so I got, what else have I got? I got Brock Bowers to the Bengals because I think they need a tight end, a good tight end.
Agreed.
Jackson Powers-Booth going to the Vikings offensive line. Again, the Vikings got 2 picks in the first round, and I think that's an inspired pick. I got Lad McConkey going to the Cardinals. Again, more wide receiving help, more offensive help. Kool-Aid McKinstry coming to the Ravens. Yeah.
Why have you gone corner down there? Not line.
It's a bit. In all honesty, I was unsure because I think like we done so well last year. There wasn't a lot of holes, but then the fact that a lot of people have left in free agency as well. I don't know, and as been well documented, I will make mistakes on this. College football ain't really my thing, but I do try. And boys, what do you know about Graham Barton, offensive lineman?
Mr.
Hope. From what I've seen of him, he's looked pretty good. I don't know a whole lot about him, but he's seen pretty. From the clips I've seen, he's looked solid.
Okay. Well, I got him going to you a lot, and I've got Troy Franklin going to the Chiefs wide receiver. Again, they've got Marquise Brown. They brought him in. We don't know what's going on with Lewis Rees-Zammit yet. Maybe they'll have him lining up on the offensive side of the ball as well. That's another weapon for Mahomes. Boys, in all honesty, rip me apart, please do, because again, I try every season. I'm not the best at this, but we move.
My only problem issue is the 2 wide receivers going to Arizona. It would be either or. They're definitely taking WR4. Whether they're going to take one at 27, I'm not sure on that one. I think that's a bit of reach.
Okay.
And I do think, Adonai Mitchell, he's a good wide receiver, but I don't think he's a top half of the draw player. And I think Indianapolis will take probably going to take a lineman more than anything else. I can't remember who I took off the top of my head now.
Okay.
But yeah, I see your rationings on all of them. I do see your rationings on all of them. And it's just I would go different ways with different things. I love the Brock Bowers pick at Cincinnati.
I was actually going
it's a good shout, 100%.
I was actually going to ask about that one because obviously they've spent big to get Mike Gesicki in. They've renewed Drew Sample. Do you really think they're going to go for another tight end?
That's a good shout. Yeah, I completely forgot Mike Gesicki went there. I do like him as a player. That's a really good shout. I think it's a case of maybe they won't draft a tight end in the first round, maybe second, so we can just again sit with that group of players, that good group of established players, and learn a lot. But yeah, maybe I got that one wrong. I'll hold my hands up on that one.
I personally think Brock Bowers is better than Drew Sample.
I agree.
And Mike
Yeah,
Gesicki,
but again, Mike Gesicki,
Mike
innit? Yeah.
Gesicki, I've seen him in New England last year. He's a great wide receiver, and he's a good in the end zone and all that, but he's not. Brock Bowers is this modern tight end where he is big, powerful, strong, got wide receiver athleticism, can't speak. And he's got great hands as well. So, he's an instant upgrade on probably 90% of the tight ends in this league.
I mean, I've made no secret of what a big fan of Brock Bowers I am, and I would love him in San Francisco.
You called it last season.
Did I?
You called Brock Bowers last season. You said he is going to be probably a top 10 pick this year.
Yeah, I still think he will be. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes to the Chargers to 5 if MHJ's already off the board.
Boys, look at rookie wide receivers. There's no place you want to look past than Sam Laporta. He had a hell of a first season in Detroit.
Most definitely did.
Just like clarify, somebody else that I called as a future star.
All right. Don't toot your own horn. And yeah, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to critique any of our draft boards, please do comment section on our socials or here on YouTube. You're more than welcome to do so.
Yeah, be on our socials after the show tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever you want to listen to it. As you may know or may not know, today or this month is the third month or the third year that this show has been going. It started off with a threesome of me and Baby and a certain Viking fan who, me and Ollie will, I know, yes, we always take the piss out of him and we always rub him the wrong way, but we are grateful that he set this all up because, I have made 4, including Tom, 4 good friends, over the last 3 years of doing the show. And it's grown my love for this sport because I have 4 people, my other half as well, who I could talk to on a regular basis about American football. And I absolutely love it. And I love having these guys around you. And I've really enjoyed this show over the last 3 years. And yes, it is bloody hard work and I am knackered from it, but I generally do enjoy it. And
happy birthday.
That was quiet, didn't he?
I was going to play that as the outro.
But now you daft.
I really love this. I mean, I still remember mine and Ollie pretty much almost having a bust up on week 2 of this show, and I still stand by it.
He tried to say that Chase Young was the best talent out of the draft.
This again. Yeah, this again.
Yeah,
it's almost as bad as him saying Tua's not a good quarterback.
I was having a think.
A good quarterback.
I was having a think back this week, and I was thinking about all the different places I've actually done the podcast from.
Oh, okay. Go on, then. Regale us with some of your locations.
Okay, so I did the first 2 podcasts from my apartment in London at the time.
My apartment in London, snob. Yeah, go on.
I've done a lot. I did it from my old apartment in Bath, from this apartment in Bath, from Cheltenham, from a hotel at Gatwick Airport, from a hotel in Loughborough.
All right, Judith Chalmers, I'll do.
Well, I was just going to say 2 more. I'm in Florida and from Alcatraz Island.
Boston. Germany. Ireland. New York.
A cupboard in Bedminster, and that's it. I think.
I mean, obviously, these 2 gentlemen below have been. This is their. Well, they're rolling into their 3rd season with us.
Yes, we are.
We'll be rolling into our 3rd season with them. We now can't sack them anymore. Without due cause. They've been here for 2 years.
Can't now. You've got to pay us off.
We've got to do it the proper way now, Ollie.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got to find some dirt on us to get us to try and cancel us.
Oh, there's plenty of dirt on me. I'm going to look really far.
I mean, until we get somebody, and until we probably won't get anyone new for a while. They'll still be the newbies, though.
You're not getting anyone new ever again.
FNGs.
Boys, I will say one thing and one thing only. I've done a lot of good things in my life. I've done a lot of bad things in my life, made wrong decisions, right decisions. But one of the best things I've ever done in my 38 years on this planet is answer that ad on Facebook to see. I think, and shut up, was answer that ad on Facebook about being on a podcast, like, you know, being a podcast host, because I've made 4 really good friends. And I love doing this show. I love talking to you lot. And, you know, I would never have thought of myself that I would have woke up in Bedford on a Wednesday morning thinking, where the hell am I? You know what I mean? I passed London. What's going on? But I wouldn't have had those sorts of experiences. I wouldn't have met people. I wouldn't have seen. I probably, in all honesty, and this is horrible to say, I probably wouldn't have went to the Ravens game if it wasn't for you lot, because I wouldn't have known where to get tickets from. I was sat in the house thinking, fuck, I should have been there. Yeah, I would have thought, fuck. I sort that one out. I would have thought, yeah, but I would have thought, I have no way. I know where to get tickets from. I should be there. So you 3 gentlemen have basically contributed to the best day of my life, and I'm forever in your debt for that.
So beautiful.
Coach Perrins?
All right, so yeah, I've said this multiple times. Like, we're not just like co-hosts, and we're not just like colleagues that talk. Like, you guys are like legitimately really, really close friends of mine, and I actually love.
Did you start ignoring us?
Stop! I'm just so tired. Like you have no idea. Anyway, I mean, a friend would know how tired I am.
Oh, it's like that.
but like, you know, I've met all of you in person, and we talk every single day. And like, you know, I was gonna say, like, we've seen at Christmas. Like, I literally did a show the one evening while I was in a hot tub talking to you guys. Like, and it just. It's just all this like made it so like, well, I first met Baby outside the NFL game, and then I met Shano at AEW, and then we went to like a gig where I don't even know the name of the band. Was it Glory Hammer?
Glory Hammer, there you go. And Black, which I went to London to see, which was insane.
Yeah, which again, like, it was just so surreal, like just going to like a band that I'd never heard of, and I purposely didn't listen to any of their music in advance because I wanted to be surprised how good they were, and I knew that it would really annoy you. Like, I knew it was going to annoy you that I hadn't listened to them beforehand, and like, I'm just, yeah. Have you ever seen the I think I posted that GIF on our little WhatsApp group of you know, like Ace Ventura when he goes to like death metal concert in the film, and he's like. It's dancing like that as it's coming through. That was literally me. That was literally me at the concert.
Yay,
just
band,
like talking to people.
Band.
Yeah. Woo, pop band, yeah. And like just talking to random people and just like watching your face, Shadow. Literally just go like, how does he do it? How does he just talk to random people? He just knows people. And like, and then just sitting with Hendo, like when we went to like the NFL game, when me and you were just like doing our own commentary as we're just being like just loudmouth gobby dickheads. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's mad. Sometimes I went to his house. I went to Ollie's house, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm in Ollie Better Henson's kitchen. Like, what the hell's going on here?" You know what I mean? It's like you see these people on your tiny little phone screen every week. But as people, and then when I met Baby for the first time ever at the Ravens game, and I realized he's a giant of a man. He's not a small guy by any stretch of the imagination.
For one of our listeners, right? If you want to know how big Baby is, right? I genuinely mean this. If you watch Gladiators, I'm using this again, and you see like the size of like Apollo and Giant and Bionic, Baby's the same height. Like, he is a man mountain of meat.
He's a big lad.
He's a like, I have to look up to him in more ways than one. Like,
that says a lot. If you wanted to cut you'd be cut. Do you know what I mean?
I know. I'm saying, like, normally I look down on people in more ways than one, but like looking up to Baby, I go, oh my god.
Anyway, boys, 3 years to loads more.
I love it. I love you, boys.
It's okay.
Right. It's been great. I've literally just posted Mark Jackson's 70-yard kick. 70-yard kick.
70. Oh my god.
Good from the IPP. It's ridiculously massive. It's a massive kick. But and on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we've enjoyed these last 3 years. We've enjoyed all you guys interacting with us, joining in with us, making us laugh, taking the piss out of us. Because to you, you're an extended, or to us, you're an extended family, and we are incredibly grateful for you because all the listens, all the likes, all the views is. Sorry, it goes more than anything else, but it also makes us feel good because it shows that the work that we put in is actually enjoyed, and forever grateful for that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining in. We will be back next Thursday, live on your screens, 8:30. Until then, stay safe all.